Today's Namaste Yoga is the second in the Shiva series, and today's story is about how Shiva came to life. Hello and welcome to episode 144 of Namaste Yoga. Today we are filming the second in the Shiva story, and today we're going to be telling the story of how Shiva came to life. And today is a very special day because we're filming on Ganesh's birthday. Today is Ganesh Chaturthi. It's the first day in a 10-day Hindu festival celebrating Ganesh's birthday. Ganesh is, of course, Shiva's son. He is the remover of obstacles, bringer of wisdom. He will bring you prosperity and wealth, and he is normally called in at the beginning of any new venture. So, welcome, Ganesh. I want to thank Squeeze Yoga Clothing for our clothing. You can go to www.squeeze.ca to see lots of great clothing. It's cool here. We're definitely into fall now. So I'm wearing my long yoga pants today and a long bamboo sleeve top. I know Donna's going to have some new long bamboo sleeve tops for fall. I'm expecting to hear from her any day with some new fall clothing. But you can check her out definitely at squeeze.ca. Thank you for your donations. You can make donations at www.melissawest.com. And I want to share with you a testimonial today. This is from Claudia. She says, "Dear Melissa, I am 51 years old and in good shape on the outside, but I've been feeling like a crippled for a good while. Between all kinds of body aches, sciatica included, and migraines that have plagued my life ever since I was a child, I've just about lost my will to live. I even had to resign my job. My PCV suggested yoga, but I did not take her seriously, for yoga struck me as lame. Well, after being at home for about 3 months, my migraines and sciatica episodes became worse. So, in utter despair, I turned to Yoga Online and found you. There are no words to express what your podcasts have done for me. You have motivated me to return to the vegan lifestyle and to practice yoga 7 days a week. My state of well-being improves every day. In fact, I think I am even stronger and more flexible than I ever was. My head is clear and the migraines seem to have been pushed back and lessened in intensity. All this in under 40 days. I'm pointing everybody I know to your website. May you receive back 100-fold. Thank you, Tim and Melissa." So that was such a great testimonial. And since Claudia's had migraines forever, she's been helping me out with mine too. We've had a great correspondence since then. So you can like us on Facebook at Your Namaste Yoga. We're having a fun day on Facebook today because it's Ganesh's birthday. I've been posting all of our Ganesh classes on Facebook. I'm posting these really cute Ganesh pictures of these little Ganesh statues doing yoga. They're so funny because, you know, Ganesh is like this fat little elephant doing yoga. So cute and adorable. You have to come on just to see those. Thank you for leaving your comments on iTunes and YouTube. And now it's even easier to do that. You can go to thankyoumelissa.com and there are instructions on how to do that there. If you want even more videos with me and even more interaction with me, you can sign up for our membership site at melissawest.com. It's super affordable. It's only $8.95 a month or $79.95 a year. And you know what's so funny? Every time we head out to come and film one of these, somebody signs up, bing, for a membership. We love that. So we have to put everything down and go back into the house and set up their membership, and then we go back out again. So thank you very much. We love doing that. So hi, Trudy. Trudy was our newest member just before we came out. And we are adding new content. We'll be filming this probably like in the next couple of days. The members voted. We always let the members vote on what they wanted. And what they want is a new series on the 5 bhavas. So there's different kinds of yoga. And one of the forms of yoga is called Bhakti Yoga. And Bhakti Yoga is the yoga of devotion. And the 5 bhavas are different ways that you can do your bhakti. Different ways you can perform your love, the yoga of love. So there's like mothering love and the love of friendship, and then there's the love of a romantic love. And so we're going to have these 5 bhava classes, and the members are totally psyched about that. And the one last thing that I'll let you know about are the 40-day sadhanas, and I'm super excited to be filming one for a really special lady just after this today, because it's Ganesh's birthday. So how cool would that be to have your 40-day personalized practice to be recorded on Ganesh's birthday, on the day of the remover of obstacles. So these are short 20-minute practices designed specifically for you, geared towards exactly what's going on in your life right now. And really the intention is so focused towards you, and they are super powerful, and people are really finding they're transforming their lives. So you can find out more about those on melissawest.com as well. So let's get to our practice today. You can rest back. And we are going to find out about how Shiva came to life. So do whatever you can to make yourself a little bit more comfortable right now. Either lying with your legs out straight, but if your low back is uncomfortable, then bend your knees and place your feet flat on the ground, or place a bolster under your knees. And take a deep breath in through your nose and let it fall out of your mouth. Just let yourself put down the burdens of your day and come to rest in the present moment now. At the beginning of time, there was water everywhere. There was no beginning and no end. And out of the water, Vishnu manifested himself in his form lying on the Shishnagna, the coils of snakes floating on the water. While Vishnu was sleeping, a lotus flower sprouted from his navel. It had many petals and shone like thousands of suns. From the cells of this lotus, Brahma, the god of creation, was born. Brahma began to wonder where he came from. He thought he might find the answers at the center of the lotus. So he explored the center of the lotus for 100 years and found nothing. So he went back to the cell of the lotus for 100 years, and he found nothing there either. Then he did tapas and meditated for 12 years, and then Vishnu appeared to him. Brahma asked him, "Who are you?" Vishnu said, "Don't you recognize me? It is from my body that you were created." But Brahma did not believe him, and fighting ensued. When Brahma and Vishnu began fighting, a shining linga appeared. It had no beginning and no end. Vishnu suggested that he would adopt the form of a swan and go up the linga, and that Brahma should adopt the form of a boar to go down the linga to try to find the end of the linga. They both looked for 4,000 years, but they could not find the end of the linga. They returned to the beginning and began to pray for 100 years. After 100 years, the sound of Om was heard, and Shiva appeared to them. Shiva said, "We are all three parts of the same entity and have been divided. Brahma is the creator, Vishnu is the preserver, and I am the destroyer." So what can we take away from this story? We live in a capitalist consumer culture where we are programmed to create more and consume more at all costs. I, me, and mine are our mantras, and great costs to ourselves and to our planets. We become overwhelmed by this constant need to produce and create, which is why we need Shiva's destruction to bring things into balance. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva present a perfect trinity of creation, preservation, and destruction. We can honor these cycles in our lives, cycles such as morning, noon, and night, beginning, middle, and end. Endings are not something to be feared, but a natural part of the cycles that need to be honored as part of our life. So reflect on endings in your life. How do you deal with them? With grace and ease, or kicking and screaming and resisting all the way? Today in our practice, we will be practicing long holds. So our focus will be on the endings of our poses and coming out of our poses. So as you rest back here, begin to form an intention on how you will deal with endings, on coming out of the poses, or even on how you deal with endings in your life. So start to think about your intention for your practice. And once you've formed your intention, you can begin to wiggle and stretch out. We're going to stay lying on our backs for the beginning. I also wanted to say an extra special thank you to Jeannie Newsom she gave me a really kind donation that went towards the purchase of my new Kindle. Thank you, Jeannie. It was really kind of you. The Kindle is really super helpful to me because it allows me to prepare for my classes because it has text to speech, which is a super useful tool to me because I can't read because of my migraines. It gives me migraines. So this reads to me. So thank you, Jeannie. Super happy to have this. And thank you to Tim because he found me a new used one here. This used one, it only got used once, so it's like brand new. So happy to have that. Okay, so we're going to wiggle and stretch out. And We're doing long holds today. So you're going to bend your knees and bring them in and hold on to the outsides of your feet. Relax your shoulders down. Stay long through the back of your neck. Space between your teeth. Allow the back of your pelvis to soften and widen. Sink and drop into the ground. Breathe. So I think so often we are rushing from one thing to the next in our lives. We don't take time to honor the ends of things. So take a deep breath in and exhale. Okay, let's roll to our sides and we're going to come up onto all fours. And we're going to do lunge pose. So start by stepping your left leg forward. And remember, we're going to be here for a long time, so choose a position that you can be with comfortably. You might even want to use your blocks here. And breathe. Relax your shoulders down. Tuck your tail under. Keep your ears back over your shoulders. You might even want a mantra if your mind starts telling you all these terrible things about how tight your hips are. It's a Shiva class, so you can use Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. And that roughly translates to I bow to the divine within. Keep your shoulders relaxed, your ears back over your shoulders. Breathe. And one more long breath in the pose. Notice any tendencies to want to rush out of the pose. And then come out of your pose mindfully. Notice your ending. Lovely. I know. It's challenging to be in those hip poses for a long time. I know, I'm feeling you. That's why we're saying the mantra and we're breathing deeply. Okay, here we go, other side. So walk your right leg through. Remember, choose an edge that you can stay with for a long time, okay? Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shoulders relaxed, ears back over your shoulders, tailbone is dropping. Long, slow, deep breaths. Feel your right foot and your left shin on the ground. Om Namah Shivaya. Feel the front of your left hip lengthening on each exhalation. And one more breath here. And then honor the ending of your pose. Okay, good job. All right, so our next pose is going to be swan pose. In yin yoga, pigeon pose is called swan pose. So let's come onto all fours and slide your right knee forward. Bring your right heel over towards your left hip bone. Slide your left leg back and long. And then fold forward over your bent right leg. Taking long, slow, deep breaths. And if you can't do this pose, you can always go on your back and do the figure 4 pose. instead. Okay, it's an option. Okay, and from here, tuck your tailbone under, come upright, stay in the pose. And I'm going to give you two options here. You can tuck your left toes under, lift your left knee, that's one option. Or you can bend your back left leg and hold on to your back left foot. Okay, and then release your leg down. And think about how you're coming out of this pose. Let's come into downward facing dog as the counter pose. Spread your fingers wide, tuck your toes under, lift your hips. And then slowly lower your knees down. And we'll do that whole sequence on the other side. So slide your left knee forward. Bring your left heel over towards your right hip bone. Reach your right leg back and long. And then fold forward over your bent left leg. Remember, you can do this lying on your back in that figure 4 pose. Breathing long, slow, deep breaths. Using the mantra Om Namah Shivaya. Okay, so tuck your tailbone under. Come forward and up. And you can either tuck your right toes under and lift your right knee here. That's one option. Or you can bend your back right leg and hold on to your right foot. For swan pose. So this is like when Vishnu went up the Shiva linga in the story. Okay, so take a deep breath. Consider your ending here and consciously come out of your pose. Okay, so for our next pose, we're going to come into the much beloved frog pose. So come onto all fours, sideways on your mat, and take your legs sideways in right angles with your toes pointing up towards your face, so your feet are flexed. And then you'll probably want to come onto your forearms in front of you. If you have a bolster, you could probably use that here. And tuck your tailbone under and lean back. And you'll probably really need your Om Namah Shivayas here. Long, slow, deep breaths. I can feel my booty shaking here. Relax your shoulders down, ears back over your shoulders, chin tucked. Those groin muscles get so tight. Keep breathing. Space between your teeth. Relax your feet. My entire lower body is now shaking. Just a few more breaths. Om Namah Shivaya. Okay, so here it's tempting just to flop out of the pose. So let's come out consciously. slowly. I find the best way to come out is to lean forward and do a little bit of windshield wiper legs. Okay. And then I'll come up. All right. Come to seated. All right, so now we're going to do cow's face pose. So you're going to cross your right leg over your left leg. And for some of you, if you can't sit your buttocks down on the ground, then you just need to fill the space. So if the space is really big, then you fill it with a block. And if it's a smaller space, then you fill it with your blanket. Okay, so just fill the space that's lifted there. And if you don't need a space filler, then you don't need a space filler. Okay, and you just sit. Place your hands on your feet. You can create a seal then, that's a mudra. And again, allowing the deep hip sockets to release here. Om Namah Shivaya. Shoulders relaxed. If you need more of a stretch in your hips, you can bring your legs forward more. Just be careful of your knee joints, because if your hip joints aren't ready for that, it goes right down to your knees. Om Namah Shivaya. Now consider your ending for this pose and slowly and consciously come out of this pose. Okay, let's just shake your legs out a little bit here. Okay, and then build it on the other side. So now left leg over right leg. Can you feel your hip joints yet? Om Namah Shivaya. There's a party going on in my hips now. And use your exhalation to drop and sink. Boy, we're going to feel this one tomorrow. Remember those Epsom salt baths? Drinking lots of water to flush the lactic acid. We're almost done, Mr. West. Get to finish the long hold on this side. Now consciously think about the ending of this pose, mindfully coming out of this side. You made it. Okay. We're just going to finish with lotus pose and chanting Om 9 times. So let me give you a few options for lotus pose. After all that hip opening, You'll be like Gumby now. So you can sit in half lotus pose. Some of you may be able to sit in full lotus pose now. I don't know. That's not seeming to be accessible to me now, where you put both feet up. No. So half lotus pose, 1 foot up, or you can sit cross-legged. See what's available to you right now. Or just cross-legged. You can sit with your blankets to elevate your hips as well. Cross-legged, or you can sit on a chair. Whatever works best for you. And we are going to chant Om 9 times. And actually, I just did a short video blog on Om and the meaning of Om, and it will go on my blog tomorrow, which will be September the 20th. So if you go to my website and click on my blog, melissawest.com, you can watch that video and actually read all about it as well. And they're only about 2 minutes, these video blogs. And it's really, really cool, the meaning of Om. Definitely want to check that out. Okay, so let's chant Om 9 times as a way to close our class today. Taking a deep breath in. Let it fall out of your mouth. So go ahead and rest back for Shavasana. Lie down on your back. As you rest back in Shavasana, consider how you're going to take these teachings on endings with you out into your life this week. So continue to rest back for 5 to 10 minutes longer, allowing yourself to receive the teachings and to integrate them into your body and your mind, your emotions, and your spirit. Namaste.